Welcome to tonight's bedtime tale, brought to you exclusively by TaleBot. Dive into a world where imagination has no limits. And hey, if you're inspired to craft your own story after this, visit talebotai.com/create, that's spelled TALEBOTAI.com/create. Even better? Use the coupon code TALE99 to craft your own bedtime story for just 99 cents instead of $2.99. Ready to start our journey? Let's begin.
Nova and the Extraordinary Adventure of the Glitter Jar. A special bedtime story for Nova. Once upon a time, in a small, colorful town nestled in the bend of a glittering river, a 5-year-old girl named Nova lived with her loving family. Nova, with her vibrant blue eyes, was full of curiosity and loved everything around her. However, like any other child, she sometimes felt strong emotions that she didn't understand, especially anger. One sunny morning, Nova woke up feeling unusually grumpy. She was irritated by everything: her hairbrush, her oatmeal, even her favorite teddy, Mr. Snuggles. Her little world seemed to be falling apart, and she had no idea how to make it better. Seeing Nova's distress, her wise and gentle grandmother, Granny Hope, decided to help her. "Nova, my dear," she said, "all these feelings you have are normal, but sometimes they can become too big for your small heart. Would you like to learn how to make them more manageable?" Nova nodded, her eyes welling with tears, grateful for Granny Hope's intervention. "I would like that very much, Granny," she whispered. Granny Hope took Nova's hand and led her to the family's attic, a place full of wonders that always smelled of old books and cinnamon. Here, bathed in the soft, dusty light, Granny revealed a magic glitter jar. "Nova, this glitter jar represents your mind. The clear water stands for calmness, and the glitter symbolizes your feelings, like anger. When you shake the jar, the glitter whirls around, clouding the water. This is exactly what happens when you get upset," explained Granny Hope. Nova watched, fascinated, as Granny shook the jar, and the glitter spun around wildly. "But Granny, how can I make the glitter settle down?" she asked, her face serious. Granny Hope smiled, her eyes twinkling. "That's what I'm going to teach you, Nova. By using some special activities, you can learn to control your emotions when they whirl around like the glitter in this jar." Over the next few days, Granny and Nova engaged in a variety of activities. They drew pictures expressing Nova's anger, wrote stories about being the superhero of her emotions, and meditated while listening to the chirping of birds and rustling of leaves. Nova started learning the language of her emotions. She began recognizing the signs of her anger, and instead of letting it control her, she found ways to react differently. She learned to breathe deeply, count to 10, and think about something she loved. And each time her anger began to stir, she'd imagine her glitter jar and the swirling glitter slowly sinking, bringing back the calm, clear water. One day, Nova faced her biggest challenge yet. While playing in the park, her best friend accidentally broke her favorite toy. Nova felt a rush of anger. Her heart pounded, her face turned hot, and her hands clenched into fists. But then she remembered her glitter jar. She closed her eyes, took deep breaths, and counted to 10. When she opened her eyes, she felt calmer. She told her friend, "I'm upset about my toy, but I know it was an accident. Maybe we could fix it together?" Her friend gave her a sheepish smile and nodded, and together they mended the toy. Granny Hope watched all of this from a distance, her heart full of pride. That night, as she tucked Nova into bed, she said, "My dear Nova, you've learned a very important lesson. Feelings, even anger, are a part of us. But we can choose how to react to them. You've done very well." Nova hugged her Granny and said, "Thank you, Granny. I feel like I can control my glitter now." Granny Hope kissed her forehead, turned off the light, and whispered,